psychology, strategy, and resilience equals enlightenment and wisdom. Today we join the Fab Four deep in conversation. Jung leans forward, eyes gleaming. The question isn't whether life will break you, it's whether you'll use the breaking to rebuild yourself stronger. Buddha nods slowly, adding, and whether you understand that the breaking itself is the teacher. Machiavelli smirks, gentlemen, poetry is lovely, but let's talk strategy. How does someone actually do this? The Stoics interject, by understanding what you control and what you don't. That's where it begins. Welcome, friends. Today, the Fab Four are tackling something you've probably wondered about in your darkest moments. How do I build a life that doesn't crumble when storms hit? How do I accumulate real wisdom, not just Instagram quotes? Let's start where most people fail. You've been taught that resilience is about toughness. Grit your teeth, push through. But that's not resilience, that's rigidity, and rigid things snap. The round table opens. Machiavelli strikes first. Look, psychological insight without strategy is therapy without results. You can understand why you do something destructive, but if you don't have a plan to change the patterns, you're just an enlightened victim. Strategy means identify the threat, assess your resources, act with precision. Jung raises a hand. But Niccolo, strategy without self-knowledge is building a fortress on sand. A person must first ask, what am I really defending? What shadow am I running from? The man who doesn't know his own unconscious motivations will sabotage every brilliant strategy he creates. Here's where it gets interesting. Buddha speaks, voice quiet but cutting. You're both constructing elaborate defenses against suffering, but suffering is the doorway. The person who tries to strategize away pain or psychoanalyze it into submission has missed the point entirely. Resilience comes from accepting that the wave will crash. Your power is in not being destroyed by water. The Stoics nod vigorously. This is the dichotomy of control. You cannot control the wave, the betrayal, the job loss, the diagnosis, the abandonment. You can control your response. Marcus Aurelius faced plague and war. He didn't strategize it away. He didn't psychoanalyze it. He asked, what virtue does this moment require of me? Pause here. Let this land. Watching this because something broke or is breaking. A relationship, a career, a belief about yourself, and you're wondering if you can ever feel solid again. The answer is yes, but not the way you think. The tension builds. Machiavelli interrupts. Virtue is beautiful, but let's be practical. When someone at work undermines you, when your partner manipulates you, when your family tries to pull you back into old patterns, you need tactical responses. You need to know when to withdraw, when to confront, when to form alliances. Psychology tells you what's happening. Strategy tells you what to do. Jung counters, and if you only strategize, you become what you fight. The ruthless colleague, the manipulative partner. True resilience requires integration, taking the shadow, the pain, the failure, and transmuting it into wisdom. This is psychological alchemy. The person who emerges from crisis without doing this inner work hasn't built resilience. They've built scar tissue. Here's your first epiphany. Resilience isn't one thing. It's a three-legged stool. Awareness, strategy, acceptance. Remove any leg and you fall. Awareness without strategy equals paralysis by analysis. Strategy without awareness equals sophisticated self-sabotage. Both without acceptance equals constant suffering. Buddha redirects everything. But even this three-legged stool is a raft, not a destination. Eventually, you must see that there is no you to protect, no life to build. There is only this moment and your relationship to it. The wise person builds nothing permanent. they flow. The Stoics push back hard. That's where we disagree, friend. Character is permanent. Virtue is permanent. You can lose your wealth, your health, your reputation, but if you've built excellence of character, you have everything. This is what you accumulate. Not money, not status, excellence. The breakthrough moment. Machiavelli suddenly smiles. We're all saying the same thing in different languages. Listen, when your world collapses, here's what you do. First, psychology. Jung is right. Sit with the rubble. Ask what pattern brought you here. What part of you was asleep? What did you refuse to see? Your unconscious orchestrated this for a reason. Find it. Second, strategy. Now assess. What resources remain? Who are your real allies? What's your next move? Not revenge, not despair, rebuilding. This is where people fail. They understand their patterns but make no pragmatic moves forward. Third, philosophy. The Stoics and Buddha converge here. Accept what happened, not as defeat, but as reality. You cannot build on denial, and choose. What kind of person does this make you? Bitter or better? Victim or strategist? Here's your second epiphany. Wisdom isn't something you learn. It's something you earn through intelligent suffering. Every setback is tuition, but most people repeat the course forever because they don't extract the lesson. The practical framework. Jung offers this. Keep a shadow journal. When you fail, when you're triggered, when you sabotage yourself, write it down. Ask, what part of me created this? This is how you build self-knowledge. Machiavelli adds, make a power map of your life. Who actually supports you? Who drains you? Who's neutral? Resilient people aren't nice to everyone. They're strategic with their energy. The Stoics contribute. Every morning, practice negative visualization. Imagine losing what you have. This isn't pessimism, it's inoculation. When loss comes, you're not destroyed. You expected it might. Buddha concludes, and through all of it, return to the breath. The present moment is the only place where you have power. The past is gone. The future is fantasy. Here, now, this breath. This is where you build. The transformation. You came here broken or afraid of breaking. You're leaving with something different, a blueprint. True resilience isn't bouncing back to who you were. That person was vulnerable. True resilience is becoming someone new. Someone who's integrated the lesson. Someone who's strategically positioned. Someone who's philosophically grounded. This is how you accumulate wisdom. Experience the blow. You don't choose this. Extract the pattern. Psychology. Adjust your strategy. Machiavelli. Embody the virtue. Stoics. Release the attachment. Buddha. Integrate it all. Jung. The Fab Four don't promise you won't suffer again. They promise you'll suffer wisely. Machiavelli grins. Build your fortress, but know where the exits are. Jung adds, make the unconscious conscious, or it will direct your life and you'll call it fate. The Stoics declare, let every setback reveal your character, not destroy it. Buddha whispers, and when you've built everything perfectly, be ready to let it all go. That's wisdom. That's resilience. That's the architecture of a life that stands. Now go build.
See you on the next video.